Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights. When last we left off, we had moved out of the way of the Port Llast mercenary, and now we're heading to Luskan. I could spend my time searching for quartz crystals, but in the end it would probably be a lot of time, because I think I pretty much just sold most of them as I was going along. I don't think we have any spare quartz crystals lying around anyway. Pretty confident we sold most of them, but that's still an extra 6,000 gold. Or however much less it will be when I get to Luskan, because I've no idea how little they're going to give me for anything in Luskan. Luskan is generally somewhere where I don't remember as well as everywhere else. It's further in the game, and I didn't entirely remember it like I did these bits. To be fair, I didn't remember these bits that well either. But Port Llast's memories are more firmly in my mind than Luskan. It is, after all, further in the game, Luskan. So let's go! Erengend has apparently done a favour for us that we can get in. Now, if there's one thing I do remember about Luskan, it's very hard to get into the city sometimes. Oh, yeah, there's that Warhammer. Might as well pick it up now, I've got the carrying capacity. It's very hard to get into the city sometimes due to pathing, of all things. Sometimes the pathing is awful. I do distinctly remember at one time I tried to play this, nearly spending 10 minutes trying to get past the guards that guard the actual city. Because purely of how... yeah, there's nothing over there, I don't think, no. Purely of how awkward they were. Oh, there's a badger here. Oh, that's nice. Nothing to fight, though. So, I do believe there is a guard here. Do these people have any descriptions? Well, there is a guard. A wary paranoia of others and grim determination seem to grip this guard's demeanour. The same? Yep. What about the sergeant? The sergeant has no description whatsoever. They also don't look very challenging, so I imagine you could, in theory, actually sort this. There's a save there because I tried actually to... I'd actually forgot that I was... basically, I was trying to make sure that I could get in before I actually tried, because I didn't want to spend ages trying to get in. So let's have a look.
Hello.
So you're the one that Aaron wants to be led into the city, are you? You sure you know what you're doing? Why, what's going on in Luskan? Fighting, and lots of it. The High Captains are at war. Been that way for weeks now. Luskan's just about torn apart, so it's not faring any better than Neverwinter then. We have a cure now. Yeah, I heard about that. Sure, you have lots of questions, but I can't really chat. I promised Aaron a favour and I'll do it. So do you want in or out? Yes, let me inside. Alright, the gates are open for you now. Just remember, I can't let you back in once you're in. Make sure you have everything you need, okay? This is the ultimate, final, last chance to complete any quests you were doing. That is your point of no return right here. You go through there, you cannot come back.
What?
I don't know how you convince the sergeant, but if he says it's okay, go on through. Luskan's a dangerous place right now, but it's your neck to risk. I'll tell you right now, though, you go inside the city, we ain't letting you back out. In or out, one or the other. Now, they've moved in such a way, I think, that it gets a bit difficult to actually get in. Yeah, the Luskan sergeant here is actually... oh, the Luskan sergeant has now been budged over there. Hopefully that means we can now actually get in. Yes, we can! That was what I had to do. The only other way I'd found is if you actually started a fight with them, then you'd be able to get past them. But, no thanks. I am now in Luskan, and it looks not particularly great. Here are Black Knives rogues. We should probably actually help this guy. Oh, we should help him. He seems like he needs assistance. Also, these are were-rats, apparently.
Better than you die at my hand.
Well, that certainly makes things intriguing. Also, we don't have...
Better than you have
we don't have
before
crumple
that
boots.
you
Why
have
not?
gone before me.
So, the first thing that happens is fighting. Also, that's a snazzy hat you've got there. I like that hat. Well, the Bat Knives are quick, sneaky, and dirty fighters who will use every tactic they can think of to kill others without direct confrontation. When they must fight, they show no mercy. Well, I do appear to have helped you. Hello. Hello, Gregor. How are you today? You going to say anything? He's busy right now, apparently.
I greet you.
Thank you for the assistance. Bloody creatures seem to be everywhere now. My advice is to stay off the streets like most everyone else. Who are you? Me? The name's Gregor. I was hired by the brothel here to try and keep some of the worst elements roaming the city from making their way to our doorstep. What brothel? Miss Bella's, of course, on the island here. Kurth and Baron both have an interest in keeping it open, but there are enough vandals and thieves about regardless. What manner of creature were you fighting? Were-rats. Lycanthropes. Baram's men. Seems like all of his soldiers are infected now. Kurth's men have looted the city of enchanted weapons just to fight them. What do you mean? Kurth's? Baram's? You really are a stranger then if you don't know what I speak of. Most sane folk will and stay indoors now if they know what's good for them. Could I ask some questions? I suppose so. Do you know anything about cults in the city? I'm just going to be blatantly obvious. Can't say that I do. The Arcane Brotherhood is quite thorough in ensuring there's no groups of great power other than themselves. The Arcane Brotherhood? Group of wizards who hole up in the host tower and control the city. Or at least they used to. They aren't telling the High Captains anything now, as far as we can tell. Where is this host tower? It's on an island in the northwest, by the mouth of the river. There's one bridge across, but nobody can cross it without the Brotherhood's leave. Magical wards and all that, I suppose. You don't think they rule the city anymore? Hard to believe that anyone rules the city anymore. The wizards don't come out. They could be dead, for all we know, and the High Captains have all gone mad. Tell me about the High Captains. There were 5 of them before, all pirate lords set up to rule the city together at the pleasure of the Arcane Brotherhood. Now it seems they're going to fight until there's only one left standing, or Luskan's in ruins, maybe. Just 2 are left now, as far as anyone can tell. High Captain Baram and High Captain Kurth. Tell me about Baram. Baram is a sneaky one. I didn't think he'd make it this long, especially after Kurth torched his base down in the slums. Nobody knows where he is now. His were-rats are everywhere, though, and everyone says he has more monsters and even demons under his control. Well, that certainly makes things interesting. Tell me about Kurth. He was the most powerful High Captain before. No surprise he still lives. Baram still managed to burn down his tower, though. People say he's gone and walled himself up in the West Harbour district and nobody can get in or out there. Don't know if that's true, though. What's true is that his men, the Bloody Hands, are vicious killers. If they see you on the streets, they'll think you're with Baram. Avoid them. Let me ask you something else. What's going on in Luskan? You haven't been here for the fighting? It's been going on for a couple of weeks now. Out of the blue, the High Captains started trying to kill each other. Nobody knows why. Most things they've gone insane. Each of the High Captains has their own army, however, and they've been tearing Luskan apart. And nobody stopped the fighting? I'm sure the northern lords outside of Luskan are cheering all this on. They won't stop it. The Arcane Brotherhood might, but they haven't done anything. What have they done to Luskan? Look around you. Most people have been drafted into their armies and killed, or just slaughtered in the streets. Homes have been sacked and burned, the ports are completely shut down, the gates have been sealed. We're all trapped here in this mess. Let me ask you something else. Can I ask for some directions? Aye. Where do you need to go? Where is the nearest inn? The Cutlass Inn still operates, I think. It's to the left of the main gate, just south of here. I'd ask for some more directions. The nearest temple? I heard the Temple of Tyr was sacked, but that may not be true. Go to the far west where the merchants are. A temple is there. Is there a place to buy equipment? Aye. There'll be a few merchants off in the west part of the district. They're poorly equipped, though, and until the Mirabar district is open, they'll stay that way. Ah, so it was a wise decision to buy things outside in Port Llast, because it would seem nothing is left. What's this Mirabar district? It's the trade district on the other side of the river. The pirates have blockaded it right now. The river entry is closed, so you can't even get there. The High Captains burnt a lot of the warehouses down there until the pirates got mad and closed it off. Like I said, though, there's no way to go there until all this madness ends. This could be an overview of the area. Well, let's see. You've got Miss Bella's here on the island. To the north is the slums. There's still some merchants to the west. Much of the remainder of the city is closed off. Most of the streets are dangerous. So be careful. Goodbye. On your way, then. Fair enough. Let's, in fact, go south. There is a pub here. the Cutlass. Let's go inside and have a look. We can find Arabeth and Gend later. Hello! Is anyone here of interest? People playing tag? Sleeping commoners. Ah, you're a person. Yourself seems upset about something, which in this city comes really to no surprise. Hello!
Hello there.
Who are you? Who? Oh, I guess my name is, I don't know how to say that, really. Elwyd. There you go. Elwyd. What do you want to know? Who are you? My name is Sar'ken. Pleased to meet you. Thank you, Sar'ken. Please. This is such a terrible day. Is there anything you wanted of me? What's so terrible about today? My sister, my dear Yvain, is being held by Captain Kurth, the most powerful of the High Captains fighting for control of the city. I have paid him a fortune in ransom, begged him even to release her, but he refuses. There is no authority for me to turn to. Kurth does as he pleases. I fear I shall never see her again. Why is Kurth holding her captive? Yvain is such a beautiful woman. When his men raided our home and took most of my wealth, she caught his eye, and he took her. I dare not imagine what he has done to her. Where is she being held, do you know? Kurth once had a town not far from here, but it was burned down in the recent fighting. My Yvain could be dead, and if not, she is wherever Kurth has moved to. Some say that his bloody hands have taken over the West Harbour district, walled it off from the rest of the city. If so, I have no clue how anyone might reach her. My sister had some skill with magic. I would have hoped it would allow her to escape Kurth on her own, but that doesn't appear to be the case. Well, I could rescue her for you. Thank you for the offer, sir, but I mean no offence, but I'd be entrusting the life of my sister to you. Who knows what could happen to her if you fail? I'm sure I can get your sister back safely. I suppose I have little choice. The fact that you offer to save her at all is more than most would do. If there is even a chance for her rescue, I must take it. I have been told that near Kurth's ruined tower there is a gap in the wall which may lead to the West Harbour. I have been too frightened to try it myself, but perhaps you could attempt it. Is there room for a bear? Maybe. Here, I'm giving you a ring that belongs to Yvain. If you find her, she will likely be so frightened. This will let her know that I've sent you. Perhaps it will help. Please, find Yvain, I beg you. Find her, or tell me what has become of her. I will die if I do not know. I'll do what I can. Thank you. I shall pray for her safe return. What's happening over here? Nothing. Is there anything to loot? Aha! Things to loot. There may not be much in Luskan, but there'll be less by the time Sar'ken is done. I mean, he must collect resources so that he can better defend Luskan from the threats that befall it. Yes. That's what I'm going with. Hello. The innkeeper keeps a wary eye on the traffic flowing in and flowing in and out. I think that's a typo. And I like the idea that he's keeping an eye on the traffic flowing in and out of his establishment.
Hey, what?
Another lost soul seeking refuge at the Cutlass Inn, is it? Since the High Captain sealed the gates and docks, I've had little true business. Allow me to bid you welcome, sir. The fighting mostly bypasses my inn, so it's fairly safe if you wish to stay here. Supplies have been scarce, but I'll serve you as best I can. Who are you? The name's Aram Thunderfist, if you must know. I be the proprietor of this inn, although it's not much to look at the way things are. Normally we'd be bustling with all the sailor folk and other travellers that would come through the city. At the moment, all I've got are locals who are taking refuge from the fighting. I've got a few meagre rooms available still and some watered-down ale, but not much besides. That's more than most have, however. Could I ask you a few questions? I suppose there's no harm in it. What would you like to know? Have you heard of any cults in the city? There could be all sorts of religious cults here in Luskan, friend, and nobody would bat an eye about it. If it makes you feel better, I haven't heard anything about cults. Necromancers, perhaps, but no cults. What's this about necromancers? Oh, nothing really. Some say the High Captain Barham has aligned himself with a group of necromancers, hence the undead in his forces. Not sure what the Arcane Brotherhood would stand for that, though. Of course, for all I know, they may be necromancers themselves. Can you think of anyone who might know more about cults? Maybe the priests of a Temple of Tempus if they're still alive. Otherwise I can't think of a one. Goodbye. Aye, be wary if you head outside. There are a few meager rooms, apparently. Are these them? They're pretty meager. None of them even have anything I can loot. Oh no, that one does. That one's got something that can be looted. Could you?
Hi there.
You can't go home because your house burnt down. Well, 29 gold for the Sar'ken. He's just collecting for the avatar tax at this point, isn't he? That's exactly what's going on. He's just collecting for the avatar tax. Let's not pretend it's anything different. The avatar tax. Also, here are some barrels. We shall loot these. Because why not? Also, Luskan is a place where sapphires and scrolls of horrid wilting are just lying around. There might be something behind here. There's a crate up here that we could loot. So apparently if we encounter one of the High Captain's men, there's another sapphire, that they'll attack us. But if we encounter another of the Baron's men, they'll also attack us. Getting the feeling that Luskan isn't the safest place. Also, here's an estate. It's probably locked. I imagine there's a quest involved somewhere. Is it locked? No! Well, let's go in and see who there is to talk to. Hello. Lady Jale. This noble woman carries herself with an air of superiority, yet a troubled expression clouds her features momentarily. Hello.
Welcome to my home. Is there something I can do for you?
Could I ask you some questions? You came into my house to question me. All right, go ahead. Who are you? I am Lady Jale. My husband's out of the city right now, however. Is there something I can do for you? Do you know of any cults in the city? Well, a good lady friend of mine wanted to start a cult of Soon once. Does that count? No, not really. What's going on in Luskan? I really don't know. It's all such a big mess. My husband had to go out of town on business when it started. I'm sure he'll explain it to me when he comes back. Your house is far bigger on the inside than the outside. You know that, right? Oh yes, all houses are. Don't you know that? Also, this guard goes about his duty with a pleasant but firm demeanour. Oh, goodbye. Yes, yes, on your way then. What do you have in your house? This is locked. Do not mind me. We're just exploring. You may be hiding the cult. You're probably not hiding the cult. However, you might be. There we go. There's a book. So, nothing of any significance at all. There's a treasure chest here, though. And a barrel. We could do with a barrel. There we go. Excellent. And there we go with that. Excellent. And I think that's absolutely everything we... Oh, no, wait, there's a pile of books here. No, we already took the pile of books. Treasure just here we haven't unlocked?
Fair enough.
Hey, we haven't unlocked that. Handy. Very handy indeed. So, let's, open this chest.
Done and done.
It is indeed done. Let us go and move on. And when we come back, folks, we shall explore more of Luskan. It's almost as bad as Neverwinter. Except there's no plague, so I suppose it's not as bad as Neverwinter, really. I'll catch you next time, and I'll see you then. Later.